Subjective metrics are just like they sound, they're subjective. These are human opinions on coherence, tone, and clarity of an AI's response. By definition, these are subjective, meaning two humans can look at the same response and have different reactions to it. But because humans are the intended audience, it's important that we do our best to evaluate and use these metrics to measure how an AI model is doing overall. Let's look at some examples. Coherence means whether a response makes logical and linguistic sense in its own right. For example, if we ask, "What is the capital of France?" and get a response, "The capital of France is Paris," that answer would hold up as a standalone statement, even if we didn't know what the question is. So this is good and coherent. Another example, who wrote Pride and Prejudice? Response, Jane Austen wrote Pride and Prejudice. This is also good and coherent, as the answer makes logical and linguistic sense all on its own. But something like this, how does photosynthesis work? If we got a response, green refrigerator, fast the elephant, these words just don't go together and they don't make any sense. So this would not be coherent. Next up, we have the tone of an AI response. This is the perceived emotional quality or quote-unquote mood of a message. Tone is important because it makes responses more engaging, appropriate, and human-like, or not. For example, maybe you have a personal companion bot, and the prompt is, "I just got promoted and I'm really excited." The AI could say, "That's fantastic news. Congratulations on your promotion. You must have worked really hard," and so on. And the tone of this answer is appropriate for the input. Versus something like this, "Promotions involve more responsibilities. It could be more stressful." That's obviously true. Promotions do involve more responsibilities that can be stressful, but the tone isn't appropriate for the input that was really excited about the promotion. So the tone here is just not quite right. Another subjective metric is clarity. This is how understandable or clear the responses are. For example, if the prompt is, "What's the weather like today?" a clear response would be, "It's sunny and 75 degrees. Versus something like this, "The situation involving the atmospheric conditions," and on and on. This may be technically true, but it's not super clear or understandable. Now that we have a better understanding of some of the metrics to look for, let's talk about how to evaluate them.